Do you see the whole thing or just this window here?
It's the whole screen.
Let's get rid of that. Got deals going on the side.
Yeah. Yesterday, Gary asked me to show my pipeline in CRM,
Uh-huh.
and I
And
was
you're
like,
like,
I don't think so. We've got like 50 off-market properties right now.
yeah, yeah. You just never know who's watching.
Yeah. Actually, one of we were doing comping, and somebody who was in the meeting asked us to comp an address that we literally just put an offer on.
And they ask you to comp it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, I can comp it, but I'll tell you right now, it's already sold.
How do you know that? We've got it.
Well, the agent actually messaged me and told me what it was selling for and how many offers there were.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. All right. So go here. So what I do real quick, I'm going to just run through the filters and the criteria I do on here. So property characteristics, single family, condo townhouse. And remember, guys, this is all low equity stuff. And it could be on market, it could be off market. I don't play that direct to seller, direct to agent game. I'm direct to anybody that picks up the phone. I don't really care. If it's on the market, we talk to the agent. If it's off the market, we will call the owner through True People Search. So we got MLS status here. I go to failed listing. I went back a little more than a year just because I want to grab everybody from last summer that purchased starting at the beginning of the summer. Specifically in Florida, the school year ends end of May. So a lot of people start putting their homes for sale in May, June. So a lot of traffic builds up. So I want to be sure to grab people like that. Ownership info, individuals. What else are we looking at? Valuation. We're going to do a minimum LTV of 80%. 80% or more. Some people were putting it on the maximum. That means you're getting a lot of equity on the deal. We don't want equity. We want there to be some sort of pain that the realtor can't solve or the owners can't solve themselves. This 80% will usually make it so that the amount that they owe is usually pretty close to the fair market value. So they're going to end up being at a negative, basically, having to pay to get rid of their house or close to it. Then we've got mortgage info, conventional FHA, VA, and a 5% rate. So once I close here, this criteria stays in place and I can just start searching anywhere. I'm going to do, what should we hit?
Do you mind if I add a side note to that?
Yeah, hit me.
Just remember, guys, that PropStream is aggregated values. So when it's calculating loan to values, it's basically going off of what it has on public record. So it's not always accurate when it says 80% or above, but this is exactly how I set it up when I'm looking for them. What you'll have to do is go in and actually take a look at how much equity the property has. And I'm sure you're going to go through that shortly.
Yeah, definitely, man. I go one by one on these. Since low equities, I don't personally, I don't pull lists. I just call one by one because it's just such a high ratio of contact on these. I don't need to. I could grab 25 for the day, and I'm sure I'm going to get like 5 hot leads today. Let's go with, what should we hit? What county? I'm trying to think. And let's try around St. Pete area. All right, we've got 34 properties here. Not too bad. $34 sounds okay. I was going to filter a little bit more. So you can also play with this thing. So like Patrick said, when you're looking at the LTV, it is an estimate. So play with the LTV value here if you have too few leads. Sometimes you'll put 80% and you'll get 18 leads. That's too low sometimes. Sometimes if you want to call a few more, just toggle with that and you'll have more or less leads. I'm gonna only strictly stick to name addresses just because I hate numbered addresses for the purposes of teaching right now. 565 Bayview, we're gonna look and see that remember we picked individuals, so no corporate names should be showing up here. Transaction history, we've got a 2.99 rate on a 1.25 mil deal. That is a lot of money. 12,000 loan payment. Okay, let's see how much this puppy's worth. I head over to Zillow because I personally don't trust the value that's given here on PropStream. I trust Zillow less, but it's the lesser of two evils, I guess. 565 Bayview Drive. Was it Bel Air or Clearwater? Bel Air. They've got it listed at $10,000 a month. Now remember, guys, you want properties that you know you can rent easily and quickly. Maybe you could, maybe you don't, maybe you can't. I don't personally know the higher end market of Tampa, of specifically St. Pete. But this is just an example. They listed it up for rent just what, this past week, last week. I don't know why they boosted the rent. That doesn't really make sense. They went down and then went back up, I guess for the summertime. But that should cover this payment. So clearly here they're underwater. The rent that they'll be getting is not enough to cover it. In this case, I go to the next. I don't really waste time. 2276 Spring Lake Drive. We want properties that are cash flowing, guys. To 276 Spring Lake Drive. Townhome. Yeah, 2020 townhome, 172 a month. Rent estimate is $4,000, and we've got a $2,000 payment here. So cash flows 2.7 rate, VA loan, 476 balance. We want to make sure that the value is close to it, and it is around 560. So that's low equity. Personally, when I teach these things, I tell people to either take the last list price before it expired or it was withdrawn, and multiply the number by 0.93. That'll get rid of closing costs and commissions. So in this scenario, just for example, let's just say they took it off the market when it was 562 times 0.93 gives us 522. And then you subtract the loan balance for 76,900. And 45 grand is what they would have walked away with if they sold traditionally, if they got a contract, if they listed it. And that's best case scenario, I would guess. So that kind of gives us a more or less idea on how to structure our deal with when we go in on the low equity stuff and start our conversations. We know what they would have gotten on the traditional side, and now we've kind of structure it the creative way to at least get close to that, match it or beat it, depending on their situation. Don't put your mind in the seller's mind. Make sure that just because they were going to get 45,000 doesn't mean that's what they want. Sometimes you come in, provide the solution, and they don't care. They just wanted to wash their hands anyways. I'm going to look for one that's going to be on market so we can call an agent. I want you guys to hear what an agent call sounds like. 2527 Southern Oak. Okay, so they tried to sell it in May. They listed it in March, 459, dropped the price, got a contract fell through, and they removed it. So their final price was 449. You see how there's a difference here between the 438? Most of the time when you're looking at these low equity deals, the seller will tell the agent, hey, I owe this much and I want to walk away with at least something. can you boost up can you try and sell it for a little bit more than market value? The agent wants the listing, so they're going to BS and say, yes, perfectly fine. Let's try it. It's the summertime. Why not? We could probably get it, especially in Florida. And sometimes it does happen. Sometimes it doesn't. So in this scenario, we would go based off of the 449, not 438. So because that's the last price that the seller knows they were trying to get. 449.9 times 0.93. We've got 418.4. And then we're going to go back to PropStream, take a look at the balance. Loan balance is 357,640. What the heck did I just do? Anybody got the difference there? My calculator went bananas. Minus 357,640. 60 grand in the best case scenario that they would have walked away with. So we would come in and try and structure it a little bit differently. This one's off market. It was listed with a realtor, but let's try and find this homeowner and see if we could revive this deal. I'm going to hit True People Search now. If I'm going too fast, guys, let me know, jump in, scream, press a couple of buttons. Don't worry about it.
Just a side note for you, Jose. I'm not sure if this has happened to you or not, but what I've heard is if you are putting public information, contact information, your video might get taken down on YouTube.
Good call, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull this screen and
I'm just trying to boost your followership, bro. I'm trying to get some more followers in here, you know, like
Do you guys see what this community is like? We help each other right in the nick of time. Thanks, man.
Yeah. No problem.
You almost got me, YouTube. You almost got me. So you guys can look this up on your own. Oh, Jesus, what is it? Okay, here we go.
By the way, guys,
20,000.
True People Search is super easy to use. So if you're wondering what he's doing, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. You guys can't see my True People Search screen, right?
No, we can't. We can just see your Zillow.
Okay. Paul and Melinda. No. All right, I'm gonna pull up their data. Let me call the hubby. Let's see what Paul has to say. No phone number. Okay, now I move over to the wife, who didn't keep his last name, I think. Oh, there she is. Might be a divorce situation. I'm pulling up data that shows that she moved out of that house in 2021. This stuff tells a story, guys. Here we go. Let me see. How am I going to work this? I'm on my AirPods right now. I want you guys to hear the phone call.
I hope there's no feedback. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we could hear you.
Awesome. 586. And I'm putting a phone number in my calculator. Look at that, guys. 1195.
Stop being nervous, Jose.
Nervous. Come on. Like scatterbrained.
Melinda, sorry, I can answer my phone right now. We can use meeting when it's this, I'll get back to you. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Melinda. My name is Jose. I'm calling about your property at 2527 Southern Oak Circle in Clearwater. I noticed you had it listed previously, and I just wanted to see if you were still open to an offer. Feel free to call or text me. My number is 407-923-6763. Thanks. On to the next. Keep it pushing. (2015) Dodge. If you guys have any leads you want me to call, oh, check this one out. So we've got an adjustable right here at 4%. I'm noticing a lot of properties that people took out adjustable loans last year. They adjust every 6 months right away. I'm seeing this big. Have you seen that same pattern, Patrick?
I typically don't.
Ah, bueno, está bien. Ok,
Who is that?
cómo no. Perfecto.
I'm not sure.
Thanks. I was like, she answering for me? I typically don't.
Look for them.
Terry Taylor, if you can mute, that'd be awesome.
What is going on?
That's why you need two people in you need an admin and somebody else to talk to in your Zooms, right? I typically don't go after the variable rates just because for me, I'm just not underwriting variable rates. I'm just underwriting fixed rates. But how do you typically work those?
That's what I was gonna mention. I don't touch those leads, especially because they adjust every 6 months. So even if we were to refi them out, we're looking at.
The lending environment right now is horrible. So yeah, if it's under 5% and it's fixed, then I'm interested.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So on these types of leads, we just move on to the next. There would have to be just a real big slam dunk purchase price as far as like buying at let's say 50-55% ARV, which they probably would never do. This house is perfect.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right, let me keep going. How do we bring leads to you? Let me show you guys. Oh geez. I've got a creative deal submission sheet for you guys to submit deals here. And I'm sorry for everybody that last week submitted deals. I'm catching up one by one with everybody. There you go, Quentin. I spent the day yesterday catching up on a few with some of you guys. But take a look at that link. And it's actually a pretty good guide as far as the questions you need when you go to bring a deal to somebody. Let's get back to it. Sharing. Okay, here's my prop stream. I'm going to go to another county that with these types of deals, guys, I would suggest if you're in another state, I know a lot of you are now from Florida, remember to keep in mind, take a look at the counties that have recently had a high influx of new construction development. I'm taking a look at counties with a ton of new construction just because in the last couple of years, if there's a heavy development area, most of the time it's people that came in relocating to the state and they're having to relocate out, and it's prime real estate for low equity deals. Keep going on these. I'm gonna head over to the other side of the bay. Go with, here's another pretty decent indicator. These are usually going to end up being hybrid deals, which is high equity sub 2. If they have over like 50,000 estimated equity here. Again, take it with a grain of salt. Data's not the best, but I generally look at anything under 50,000 here, 23, 45, 27. All of that stuff will get absorbed by closing costs and commissions. So it's just a better low equity lead, but I click on every single one. I would go one by one on these. And with practice, guys, you'll be able to do these things much quicker. 316 Pebble Beach. Let's see what kind of property this is. Sun City. Single family, kind of high HOA, so we'd have to go long-term rent, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Let's look at the history. They just took it off the market at 5th of July. They tried for only a couple weeks. So that's odd. Let's find out why. They listed it right basically at this estimate. 16 South Pebble.
So that question for you regarding that section. I believe that section is clause 55. The map,
The section, what do you mean? This community, you say?
the community, yes, is a clause 55 community. Is that even that we considered as a
I
deal?
wouldn't do it. Is this one
Yeah.
plus 55? Did you read it somewhere? Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, I typically don't take on those either. I'll just move on.
They're just too tough to rent, guys.
It's also harder to negotiate with agents.
Yeah. And they have quite a bit of stipulations. Sometimes they definitely require that you own for a year before renting it,
Right.
if you can even rent it. I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, I wouldn't bother with 55 plus.
Mhm.
316 South Pebble. So we've got a 320 price and they've got a conventional loan. They actually owe very little.
Quick question. So some of the agents say that they don't like the HOA, but some of they do. What would be the difference when it comes to doing this creative finance?
On these creative deals, you don't want an HOA just for ease. But if it has to have an HOA, you want to check, make sure it's around $50, maybe $100 a month. They're just less picky, these HOAs, when you have that low of a fee. When you start creeping into the 250, 300 a month, yeah, you can underwrite it, but you can bet your dollar that the HOA is going to be on top of you with everything, with looking and seeing some HOAs, they want to they need to approve the tenant. You have to do a tenant screening with them. Some HOAs require the 1-year ownership, but that's your rule of thumb is going to be between 50 and $100 or less.
Hey Alex, this is Abraham from Discord.
Yeah, what's up?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have my brother-in-law does landscaping. What would you need?
Yeah. I think he was on another call.
Yeah, he just jumped in. I'll add on to what you just said. So what Jose was talking about is basically how much you're paying for the HOA is going to dictate how much teeth they have, right? So if you're paying more for an HOA, generally it's going to be more of a pain in the ass. But if you're wholesaling these creative deals, like it really just depends on your exit strategy and who you're selling it to. So if you have a buyer lined up that's qualified and they can take on an HOA and they're not trying to cash flow it, but live in it, then it might be an opportunity to wholesale. But generally speaking, if you're working with investors or if you're trying to buy and hold yourself, what Jose is saying is that you probably want to steer clear for the most part of HOAs.
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, MD Gonzalez, for posting up the criteria on the search. What else? If you guys have any questions, just shout it out. Don't be scared.
I want to jump in real quick and say, I got to hop. I just wanted to say you're the man, bro. I just wanted to give you some
Thank you.
support and we'll link up soon. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Take care.
Take it easy, brother.
All right, let's get back to get some actual calls. Let's get somebody on the phone. I don't have Andrew in here today, guys, to help me, so you'll have to bear with me on the stuff on the chat. I'm going to pull out the chat on my next window here. Bonnie, is this a pretty good volume to speak at? Am I too low? Sometimes I mumble, sometimes I barely open my mouth. I don't know. Let's call this one. We are at listing removed. Okay, yeah, let's talk straight to the owner. I'm gonna pull this up on True People Search. You guys can do it as well. Follow along. I personally search by address, just in case you guys are wondering. Yeah, you're welcome. The owner name. Okay, this is an older couple, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, I just use Zillow just because all I need is an estimate, guys. Like as far as purchase price goes, doesn't really matter because these are low equity. The only thing that you want is you're purchasing the cash flow of the property. You're not really purchasing the equity on the property because you're not here to flip a property. You're just holding. So you just want to make sure that you actually underwrite correctly the market rent and subtract it from the mortgage payment that they have. But yeah, I'd use Zillow and PropStream in combination. You could use Privy, but it's just, I find this a little bit easier. I don't know if you guys can hear.
Hello,
Hi, with Ruben, please.
who is this?
This is Jose. I'm calling about 316 Pebble Beach in Sun City.
It's not for sale. I have an agent, but I'm like, I'm always ready to hang up on you. I don't want to be rude, but I'm done.
Why don't you want to
It's
sell
for
it?
sale, and I already have an agent. When I plan to put it back on sale, I have an agent already, right?
I'm not
I
an
do.
agent. I'm not an agent. I'm trying to purchase a property for me.
Oh, you're trying to purchase the property?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if you were open to an offer. I know you just took it off the market, but I'm personally, I'm in Orlando and I like Sun City myself. I was looking in Ruskin, but I haven't found a decent deal. And your house looks really well kept.
You 55 and over?
Yeah, no, I am not. It looks like this community is. Do you know if there's any rental restrictions here?
What was that again?
Any rental restrictions?
Yeah,
There is. How long?
a year, I think.
1 year. Okay. Sorry for the bother, man. I hope you have a great afternoon.
You too.
Bye-bye. You got to talk over them sometimes. They're so,
Can you elaborate on the rental restriction question?
yeah, you would, in this situation, I don't know whoever caught it, but they did catch that it was a 55 and up community. I didn't see that anywhere. But on most communities like that, they require that you own the property for 1 year before renting it. The reason being, during the boom in 2020, 2021, a lot of investors were coming in, fix and flipping in communities that people were trying to maintain as owners instead of having a bunch of tenants all around. Some communities are just picky like that, and it helps maintain the value of the properties when you have a lot of owners instead of a lot of tenants. So specifically 55 and up communities, they do tend to put a 1 year restriction so that investors don't come in and try and flip a bunch of properties in there.
That makes sense. And then, and I'm just curious because so some places, even if you're not 55, you still can be the owner. And I called one place and they said you have to be 55 to purchase. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to be. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Found a lot in California that he's interested to buy using the traditional way would be the most. I would get him in with that lot I know financing is a little tough, so you would try and get a private money lender on that. Send me a message on the side. I'll be able to help you out. Okay, 408 Pinewood. It's so funny how I was able to turn him right away just by talking over him. Some people are like, we call those red sellers, where they're just like, I'm gonna hang up on you, I don't need this, blah, 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 blah. Talk back over them. Just be a little bit more aggressive back to them, but respectful. And usually they'll be like, oh, okay, you're trying to do this? Oh, okay. Remember, it's not about you. It has nothing to do with us. Whatever they've gone through, they're just portraying on us. And you just got to take it with a grain of salt, man. 8408 Pinewood. Some people take it so offensively when people talk to them like that. He has no idea who I am, so you got to be sure of yourself. Have confidence. Market rent, Belinda, market rent minus the mortgage payment, PITI. I think I like this one. 8408 Pinewood. We are looking at the property was removed from the market before June. Last was 499, which is pretty much right on point with estimate. And what do they owe? So what we're gonna do, let's run through the numbers on this. 499 times 0.93, which is commissions and closing costs. Subtract that from the loan outstanding, which is 378. 500. We've got 85 grand. Is in the best case scenario, if they were to get full price, that's probably what they would have gotten to their pocket. But they didn't. They tried to sell this thing since, whoa, November. They've been trying. They tried at 550, December 540, and incrementally been going down. So it means they're motivated. They're not in a rush. So we can't lowball them, but we can definitely tweak the number. So we're going to go from probably 85 grand down to, I'm going to try and hit like 3540 as an entry. But let's call them and see. And when you guys see me not doing anything on the screen, it's because I'm looking up the private info of the owners here on the side. Just can't show it. Okay, found them. Give them a call.
Our call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 404.
Next number. Greg, I took 419. I took.
Hello?
Yes, hi. I'm looking for Rafael.
Hi, from here. Can I take a message?
Maybe it's let me see here. I'm calling about the property in 8408 Pinewood.
Where?
8408 Pinewood. Is this Alexandra?
Oh, this is Gloria.
Ah, ok. ¿Hablas español?
Sí.
Ah, ok. Estaba buscando al dueño de la propiedad en Tampa, que es 8408 Pinewood. ¿Conoce esa propiedad o no?
Sí, la de mi hija.
Ah, de su hija, ok. No, quería ver si Alexandra o Rafael estaban todavía dispuestos a vender su casa.
Yo noto el número de esa que se me olvidó. ¿Cuál es el que me dijiste? Para yo decirle a él.
¿El qué?
No tiene.
La dirección de la propiedad.
¿O puede decir 84 qué?
08.
08, ajá.
Ujú.
Ok.
Fine.
Pero yo no estoy acá. ¿Y tú cómo tienes este teléfono?
No sé, este teléfono está público, debajo de su nombre de Rafael.
Oh, sí.
Yeah, no,
Eso es una base, no. Ujú.
parece que estaban tratando de vender la casa. ¿Sabes qué pasó?
Ellos están, sí, ellos lo están tratando de vender. Ujú.
Bueno, yo soy un comprador. Yo vivo en Orlando, pero me gustaría comprar la propiedad y no sabía cómo contactarme.
Entonces, y si yo le doy el número de él,
Muy bien, sí,
¿sí?
sí, gracias.
Ya se lo voy a dar porque es que es más fácil directo con él. Es 404
Ujú.
254 9606.
Perfecto, trataré ese número ahora. ¿Y es mejor hablar con él o Alessandra?
Con los dos igual.
Igual, ¿están en trabajan de casa o en una oficina?
A ese trabajo de casa. La verdad, no más afuera, pero igual le va a contestar el teléfono.
Puede ser. Ok, muy amable. Muchas gracias.
Pues gracias. Bye.
Bye bye. That was the mom. The mom picked up the phone. Somehow the phone number is connected to she is the mom of the daughter of the property, of the wife of the property, if that makes any sense. Translation. Yeah, I was just trying to get as much info as I could and be nice. When it comes to Spanish people, it's better just to speak in their language. They just feel more at home. And yeah, if you guys have bilingual leads, I can do them. I tried the husband's number, but he didn't pick up. And then she confirmed that that was the correct number. And she also confirmed that, yes, they were trying to sell, but they haven't been able to sell it. But she said to just refer back to them and they'll know. So we're cool. This one, let's probably come back to this one before the end of the Zoom, if you guys can remind me. Because we know exactly what the real number is. We got a decent lead there. And now I'm gonna hit the next one. Let's do Orca Sound. Oh God, I think I've called this one before. Let's see. Are you guys getting the hang of this a little bit? Anything you want me to explain in the meantime? Feel free to talk. Oh, this one's
I
nice.
have a question.
Yeah.
Jose,
Yes.
so you were saying you take the market rent minus the PITI, and what is the purpose of that?
So that we know what the monthly cash flow is.
Oh, okay, thank you.
The investor that's coming in, that's one big criteria you want to be able to relay to either sell your deal or to buy it yourself.
You don't account for management, capex and maintenance.
Do we account for that?
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, 20%.
20%. Okay.
Okay, let's get back to
Sorry,
it.
what's that 20% again? What was
For
that 20%?
capital expenditures, he calls it capex. That's
Okay.
the abbreviation.
Repair. Okay, thank you.
Repairs, management, things like that. Yeah.
Jose,
Yes.
I missed the first part of this. What are the filters that you're using in PropStream there?
If somebody could copy it in the chat, someone's going to drop it in for you right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a quick question.
Yep.
Is it true that there is a kind of a situation with insurance right now in Florida that some companies just dropping the coverage in coastal areas altogether?
Correct. Right now, one of the major insurance companies is Citizens. They are still insuring properties, but there's quite a few policies that have, insurers that have gone, that they're not doing it on the coast. This one's more inland. So Central Florida, I would say you want to stick to Tampa and the insides. I wouldn't go too much to like Clearwater in that area. It could get a little sketchy. It's just not sketchy, but it's just tougher to find insurance. Properties can be insured though. You just might not like the
I
price.
just started, I think it started with St. Pete, right? And that would be obviously the area of concern with insurance right now.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Welcome. Who do we've got to mute? Was that you, Alexi, that just talked?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. I'm so sorry we didn't connect earlier.
I hope I'll have fun. I'll have time.
We will.
Good. I'm making progress though.
Awesome.
Like I said, I step up the step. Thank you.
That's what we're here for. That's good. So it looks like this couple for this property tried to just rent it. They weren't trying to sell it, and they've been trying to rent it since April at a ridiculous price of $7,500. And I'm not sharing my screen. You know, 1 second. They've been trying to rent it at $7,500 since April. Quickly dropped 1,000, dropped another 600, and they're now at $4,750 as of last month, and took it off the market. The reason we always want to look at that data so that we can see this. So it looks like they were trying to net around $2,000 to $3,000, separate from their mortgage payment. Their original loan was in 2018 for $295 at 4.5. The rates went down, and it looks like they did a cash out refi. Do you guys know what a cash out refi is?
No.
When you refinance, grab the lower rate, pull the equity, reappraise the property, and get the cash from the appraisal. So they went down from 4.5 down to 3%. They've got a lower payment, and they took money out of the house. But that's all included here at 286 is their new balance. That's why the balance increased. We're at 286 and the value is around 600. This would be a major hybrid deal. So we would do this, take over the loan subject to this loan here, the second one, the newest one. And then the rest of it would have to be seller financed. Not everybody will do that. And let's find out what the situation is with this owner. Let me see if they tried to rent it themselves or if they hired a company. Yeah, they had it on the MLS. Don't mind me, guys. I'm going to use my MLS real quick to check out the data. Let me call this lady. That was the last realtor they used, was Joyce. And she was the one that tried to rent it for such a high price. So she'll know the story.
Hello, this is Grace Jackson voicemail. Please leave a message after the tone. I strongly recommend if you're trying to reach me sooner that you send me a text. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to communicating with you.
No, thanks, Joyce. We're gonna go to the next. Promise we'll get one, guys. 4310 West Carmen. Question, does anybody get slightly offended when you receive a phone call without a text first? Just a general question. Is the monthly payment posted in this PITI or just the PI? Naomi, on PropStream, I've noticed that it seems to be included, but always check with the homeowner. I always double check. Hey, Gracia, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at the meetup tonight in Orlando. If you go, I'll see you there. Nice. I own mine outright to insure for only certain things, which is easier. That said, I want to buy for myself, but I don't know. Awesome. Oh, guys, let's keep going. This property is pending, so they put it on the market. You know what? Normally I just jump to the next, but I am a curious cat. Let's find out what this realtor did and what this homeowner did. If it's popping up in our low equity deals, something was about to happen, and let's see what missed. 449 was the price. So let's go and do our calculations, right? 449 times 0.93. We've got 417. We're going to go back to prop, take away the mortgage, 399, and we've got 17,000 left. So that's what the homeowner is willing to walk away with, 17,000. We could have beat that.
Quick question.
Probably put like 20 grand into the pocket of this homeowner. Yes, go ahead.
Jose, that 0.93, that's just that 7% is closing in the two agents. Is that what you're assuming?
Closing costs and commissions. That's usually the commissions on the low side. So that's 5% plus 2% commissions.
Okay, I thought I missed it. Thanks.
Yep. And some people do 0.94 or 0.92 because it's a higher commission. Some realtors are charging 6% out there, but on low equity deals, usually a good realtor will drop their commissions just to be a decent human, I would hope. But yeah, this deal.
So you said it was the 419 times 0.93, and then you minus what?
Now we're gonna grab the last list price, which was 449, multiply by 0.93. That number you subtract from the mortgage balance.
Okay. Thanks.
Welcome.
Jose, can I ask you a question about seller's commission?
Yeah.
Seller's agent commission. If I understand you right, you're saying it's either 5 or 6% what the agent would want to receive, right?
Normally, we could.
Isn't it?
Here's 2%.
I'm sorry?
If you see here, this agent happened to drop to 2% just because it's low equity.
Right, but in general situation, I think that's what you included for your 0.93 multiplier, right?
Yes.
Isn't it common though that in case the agent sells the property that he kind of splits it with the buyer's agent, which you don't have in your, which you would not have it in your case. Therefore, it's fair to ask him or her to really reduce it down to 2 or 3%.
Correct. We only pay one side. For the purpose
So the multiply.
The purpose of the calculation is not so much what we're going to come into the deal for, is more to show what the homeowner would have walked away with if they paid the commission the regular way.
Understood. Fair enough. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, Jose, I have a question.
Yes.
So, okay, this property is just listed on Willow. Do they have an agent? Because I was talking to one of my agent friend. He said, even though some of the properties, when they expired, they might still have a 30 days, whatever period, meaning if they sold it off, the owner would still have to give the agent some commission. Is that true?
When these deals expire,
Mm-hmm.
when I speak to the homeowner, I always ask for the last listing agreement.
Right.
Every real estate office is different. Some will, when they withdraw the listing, will have a 30 or 60 day or 90-day contingency where they could put it back on the market. So yes,
Okay.
that's
Right.
very, what you heard is very, very true. But always it's case by case on the brokerage that they hired.
Right. So if it's in that case, then we would be paying for the 2%, or they would pay it themselves if we're just leaving the table $25K for them.
Can you repeat that again?
Let's say, okay, if then we realize that we're gonna give the seller $25K for them to walk away, but then we realize that, oh right, they have to pay a 2% commission. Are you going back to like sponsor them for that, or what would you do?
Oh, we never hired the realtor. It comes out of their fee, whatever the owner was going to get.
Okay, so owner would pay them back anyways, whatever. Okay, thank you.
From their proceeds. But that's why it's so important, guys. If you come across a listing that was off market and it's expired, and you don't ask the question of, let's see what your contract was before. Are you fully out of it? You want the realtor on your team, and here's the reason why, whether it's on market or off market. When let's say it's off market and you go to the agent and say, hey, you made last contact, I don't want to go around you. Do you think we could put this deal back together if we come up with something creative? They're going to be more willing, if you come from that point of view, they're going to be more willing to lower their commissions. Whereas if you do it behind they're just going to go by what the paperwork states. And most of the time it's going to cost you more.
Right. But if we'll be able to find them, the seller from True People Search, then we don't really need to approach the broker. Is that right?
If it's off market and the seller not only says, but shows you or is able to be very confident that they don't have any agreement with the brokerage anymore. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, just be careful with that. Okay, we've got 389 here.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah, hi.
I just had a question. I called about a low equity property that was foreclosure over 100 days on market. They said that it had gone under contract, but then fell out because the sellers are they have 60,000. They're in arrears, 60,000. So I just asked, well, if we paid your commission and we could bring that up to current, would you be open to creative financing or taking over payments? And he said yes. He sounded very excited about that. He said they just hadn't found anybody that was willing to do that. So I'm wondering, I told him I would have somebody call him back, or I think I might even call him back today because he was like really excited about it. But how do I know if that's, you were talking about market rents, but if I wasn't thinking of rent, I mean, I'm going to wholesale it, but I was thinking more of like, I don't know if someone would just, like, it's a 2018 house, so it's pretty good condition. It just needs paint and maybe clean the carpet or new carpet because it's the carpets are stained. So I was thinking just putting like minimal, like 5,000 into it and then relisting it if that was the exit strategy. So how do I know, like, if it's a good deal to bring to somebody else?
If it underwrites long-term rent, it's a good deal. Every other strategy is going to always be more than long-term rent. Okay.
So I need to call back and ask what their monthly payment is and then look on Zillow for the rent, or I looked on Privy for the rents. The rents in the area are, I think around 2,000. And the Zillow estimate said 1914 for their monthly payment, but that's just an estimate.
There's not much cash flow there.
Right.
You might be too tight to be able to dispo that to anybody. I don't
Okay.
think any investor would like that.
Right. So, okay. So I need to call back and ask them for that monthly payment?
To just to confirm if you want to, yeah. Or you
Okay.
grab PropStream and try and double check it there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So 6 Spring Blossom.
I got a question. Can I ask a question?
Of course.
What's up, man? I'm from Miami. I'm new, and I got a bunch of active listings that I've been looking up on through Privy and driving for deals. So I find a lot of bad neighborhoods. Should I pursue that? If it's like a high crime rate?
If it's too high, like you're talking like D class, like you have to put barbed wire and stuff on the fence, then probably not. But lower income, no problem.
Okay. And then I had another quick question. On your submission form, it says to put like arrears, if any, and can you explain that? Like, where do I find all that stuff? Is that all on Zillow?
No, you'll never know how much backed up the payments are unless you got the documents before it goes to auction. So if it's going to auction, it'll tell you how much the arrears are and what needs to be paid to take the deal out of auction. If it's pre-foreclosure or no pre-foreclosure at all, then you'll just have to ask the owners if they're behind anything at all.
Oh, okay. So basically, getting the information from them or from the agent.
It only becomes public info when the bank wants it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. We've got a 75,000 gap here. Let's try this one. 606 Spring Blossom. A young couple owns this. Okay. On the 305.
Hi, this is Michael Requader with Blue Yonder. I'm unable to take your call at this time, so please.
Womp womp.
Hi, you have reached a voicemail of 704-7.
I'd normally jot these things down, guys, but I'm gonna just fly through these things to make sure that I could get a phone call for you guys. That's the goal today. I want you guys to hear a phone call beginning to end. Whoa, that's a massive credit line. It took out 165,000 equity line. And oh yeah, that's another thing, guys. A lot of equity lines that have been taken out are adjustable rates. Be very, very careful of those. I wouldn't touch it.
Jose, excuse me. There is it says warranty deed. What does that mean to us? Does it mean anything?
We don't care. The warranty deed is just clear title. That's a good thing.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Here we go. All right. 267 a month. It's okay. Let's just go through this like if it was a deal. So this one is on the market, 2.5%. So that's where the 0.93, you confirm that it's this. This is correct. 5%, 2.5 each way, 2% of closing costs. It's been on the market 5 months. They tried in February and they haven't budged too much. Market rent is probably around 5 grand. It doesn't say what the value would probably be for the house, but let's just roll with it. 875 times 0.93 is 813,750. We are going to take, what are we doing here? We got a Freedom Mortgage loan of 2.9 at 376. So this looks like a cash out refi situation. They purchased in 2016, 3.5 rate. Then they refied in 2020 to a 2.9 for a little bit better payment. Whenever you see the payment go down and the balance go up, it's usually a cash out refi. So we're going to subtract 376. We got like $500,000 in equity. This might not go well, but you guys are going to hear it. This is just going to be, this is not low equity, but it's high equity. They would have to sell or finance. We'd have to give a deposit, a down payment on the equity they have. Let's see if Chris Sakamoto is nice enough to hear us out. Yeah, I'm a real ninja if I could pull this one on. Not always, Greg.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 90.
Why? Why don't realtors pick up? Full transparency here. When they have cashed out and you see they have 2 loans, are they summarized or is the second one the one that matters to make the most recent one? Always take the most recent one. Unless it says credit line, home equity. Sometimes it will say forbearance, very rare, but sometimes it'll say that. That's when the payments were posted to the back of the loan. So take a look at all that stuff. Look at the dates, just really read into it and you'll be able to make sense of it. Yeah, David, this Zoom is gonna be, it's streaming right now on my YouTube, I hope. And it'll stay on there. Let's go to the next. What can we do? $39.13, Salida del Sol. You guys can please mute yourselves. Don't forget to mute yourselves. They removed it after 2 months on the market. So they went from 515 down to 510. Perfect HOA, nice year built. It seems like it's a winner. We're gonna go 510 times 0.93. $474. We're gonna subtract it from the loan of 424. And we've got 50 grand in equity, or 50 grand that they would have walked away with on the sale of this property. So with that in mind, we go in, reach out to the owners and see if we could structure a better deal for them. And also hope it's not a 55 and up community. Thank you for subscribing, David. Shout out to you, man. No, France, it'll stay on there. It's not just for the duration of the Zoom. You can go back and replay this. All right, I'm gonna call the owner now.
Attempting to use.
Double dial.
Restricted or is unavailable. Please contact customer care.
I'll put up last week's recording, Judy. I've got to dig for it, see where it went. No dice. Jagged Cloud, 5026 Jagged Cloud. Do you guys want me to search any other counties that you're thinking of? I am down to go to North Dakota. I could do this anywhere. What is the history here? They tried selling beginning of the year for just a week. That is really weird. 500K. Why? Yeah, they probably refinanced too. These are so odd. You can see sometimes how some people plan on moving and then quickly regret it as soon as they get like one open house or people walking through their home and they're like, never mind, I don't want to leave. Can someone post up my YouTube link on here? Thank you guys for helping out. Jagged Cloud. Oh, let me see the YouTube comments. Sorry guys, I've ignored you out there. Okay, most of you guys, yeah, it's working. All right. Definitely not. Where in the world did my prop stream go? Okay. Remind me not to check YouTube. Can you guys see my prop stream page? Something happened, just it's gone. Sounds like somebody, Jody.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, Jody.
I was trying to find something.
I'm hearing squeaking. I'm like, is she like really cleaning the bathtub right now?
Oh no. I had YouTube playing on top of it by accident.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Let me find my thing.
It's okay. I got you. I think I can.
Thank you.
Anya, you have a question?
Hi, Jose. Actually, I think Bonnie answered it, but I was asking if Privy has a low equity search filter.
There is a way. I haven't learned it, and I heard it's a little more complicated. There is a way though.
There's a way,
There's
just
a
not
way.
sure. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Welcome. I just like making my life a little easier. And is anybody else super heavy data driven in their minds? I personally, I'm not all for fluff. I just like the numbers. So this system works a lot for me. We're back up. $35.21 price. All right, the reason I shake my head on this one, guys, is so the loan estimate is around 340. Oh, they just purchased it. Somebody just bought it. They're not going to sell it. This is January 31st. It was a low equity deal though. 1005 Bayshore Boulevard. Whoa. What is this? Looks like I'm buying City Hall. I don't have clientele for this. If you guys do, feel free to give them a call. I am not about to go on down that road. You're gonna learn to say a lot of no's to different deals, guys. They tried to rent it for 2,700. What is the payment? 1,400. That's great, but it is adjustable. That payment's got to be around like 1,800 by now, 1,600. So we're gonna go to the next. I'm gonna have some background music on for the next one. Removed at 340. 340. Gives us 316. 316, we've got a 286 loan balance. 29,000. But they didn't get it. So we will try and get it for them. I'll probably start offering at like 15 and work my way up on this one. They tried for a decent amount of time. I just wanted to see what the motivation was. Sometimes they only try for a week or 2 weeks. Okay. In the moments when you feel like giving up, that's exactly when you go even harder. Remember that, guys. I think it was only supposed to go until 3:30, and I'm really hungry, but we're gonna keep pushing. If you guys stay with me, we will push. Miss Rebecca. Middle initial, Becca E. Nothing. Oh, she used to live at Lindsay and she moved. Here we go. Got it.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, hi, with Rebecca.
Yes,
Hi, Rebecca. I'm calling about your property on 4375 Lindsay Loop.
I'm not interested.
You're not trying to sell it anymore?
No.
No? Okay. What happened? I'm a buyer. I'm not an agent or anything.
I don't want to sell it. I'm staying here.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you. Hope it all goes well. Thank you. I don't want to sell it. Is a perfectly valid excuse, guys. Remember that. Some people will not have a reason or care to give one. It's their life, their home. We are just outsiders. $16,301 Murfield. Yeah, no, Enrique, no go on reverse mortgages. Those amortizations go up, so the mortgage balance is actually increasing and the owners were getting paid. That's more for older people that are on a fixed income. And how do you take over a loan like that? You know, it's going to continue to go up. You would need an appreciating market. And right now we're going into a market that is very volatile. We don't know what it's going to do. What reasons have you seen for selling their low equity properties? A majority of them is relocations, guys. A lot of COVID relocations that people are going back to their office, or They tried a new city to be closer to family and they didn't like it. There's a whole ton of reasons. But those are the ones that have popped up the most for me. Okay, let's do the estimate. Let's check out what the last list price was on this one. Listing remove at 925. Valued at 888. My goodness, they've been trying to do. Oh, okay. This is previously. Yeah, they're all over the place on this one. So they last sold February last year. Perfect example. Let me show you guys something. This estimate is of the market value of the property, right? Let's say it's close. 888. Take note of this, guys. 0.93. We're at 826. And you subtract the loan balance. We've got 843,343. They're gonna have to pay 17,000 to get rid of the house at market value. When you look at the history, you notice they've been clinging on to 900 for dear life. 915, 915, 950. And they last had it at 925, right? With a new agent. At 925 times 0.93, we're at 860. Subtract the 843 loan balance. And we're at 16 and change. Do you see the difference of why we look at, do you see the difference of why we look and do the 0.93 based off of what they were going to get and what they thought they were trying to get, which is list price and not the value? If we were to go off of value and say, hey, they were trying to sell the property, but they were willing to get rid of the house for 15, 17 grand, and they were even willing to pay, that wouldn't be the true story. The true story is they tried to sell it with a realtor for a higher price in order for them to walk away with at least a little bit of cash, which is something we can do. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. So this one, let's call them. I like this one. This could be a deal. So market rent, probably around 5 grand on this. We've got a payment of $4,000, 3.69 rate, VA. Balance is close to fair market value. So let's see how bad they want to move. Talk to Freddie or two. Can you guys hear okay? Hey, Freddie, this is Jose. How are you? This is not Freddie?
No,
Or Courtney? No?
no.
Okay. I'm looking for the owner of 16301 Murfield. Is that not you?
Yes, Larry.
All right, man. You have a great afternoon. Sorry for the bother.
All right.
We're gonna sit here and cry, or we're gonna try again. Try again. Whoa. I've got a really weird address for the wife, but let's give it a shot. It looks like a United Arab Emirates address. Let's go with a different number.
Hello.
Hi, Freddie. This is Jose. How are you? Me too. Doing very well. How's your mom? Jeez, talk about clicking quick. In this scenario, oh, guys, always assume that the person is the person. Don't ask, just assume and go right into it. Let them click on you. What I am doing right now, guys, is what I do in the back end for most people that send me leads. I'll check my MLS and I'll try and revive it with the realtor. If I can't get in contact with the owner, we can always go back to the realtor that sold them the property or that has listed the property and see if we could get them on our team. Perfect example. This is a beautiful house. It expired. They tried for 4 or 5 months. Yeah, friends. Use the name that that we have and greet them as that person. And just let them tell you that they're not that person. Skip the steps. So they tried at 925 last, and they took it off the market back in May. Let's see if we could get Mariah back on board.
Thank you for calling Remax Collective. If you know your party's extension, you may dial.
I am not calling your office. I want your cell phone. It's this seller motivated.
You reached Mariah Marks with the Marble Hunters at Remax Collective. I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave your name, number, and a detailed message, and I'll call you back soon. For the fastest response, please send me a text message. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Mariah. My name is Jose. I'm calling about the property at 16301 Murfield Drive in Odessa. Give me a call or text me when you get a chance. I was still interested in the property, even though it is expired. I just wanted to see if you still had some communication with the owners to see if they were still willing to sell the property. I personally am a realtor in Orlando, but I'm not, I don't like people going around me. So I wanted to see if I can include you, call you, and see if we can work together to submit an offer for myself personally, because I would like to pick up the property for myself. I'm looking in that area. I'm looking at Riverview and a couple others. So I just wanted to see if maybe we could collaborate and see if we could structure a good deal for this owner. Give me a call when you get a chance. My phone number is 321-344-0131, and you can text me as well. Thank you. And that's how you do that. Most of the time when they don't have any means or necessity to pick up a call on an expired listing, you just gotta you gotta really like spoon feed them and say, hey, like, I would like you to come back on board. I have a solution for you. I could possibly do this. No, I'm not gonna take your commission. I'm gonna come and buy this myself. I'm in the area. Those little nuggets I was dropping all along the way on that voicemail. And hopefully I get a call back. If not, I'm back in the same position, sitting here with you guys going through leads. On that one, I didn't see high association. It looked like every 6 months it actually was pretty low. Take a look, Diana, Jundi. Association here was semi-annual 245. Master association 400 every 6 months also. So we're looking at 645, about $100 a month. Not too bad. Right at the kind of at the cusp of what I was talking to you guys. What else do we got? I want a newer property. Let's try this. 11837 Greenet. I do have to get going in a little bit, guys. I got to make my own phone calls and also head over to a meetup that's going on today locally in Orlando. So I'll be out there. In case any of you guys are in town, feel free to come by. It's not my meetup and I haven't met anybody that's organizing this, so I'm literally just showing up to meet people. 400,000 estimate, 251 loan balance.
Jose, can I take a quick question?
Of course, yeah.
If you don't mind, on your regular week, how much you personally spend time doing, I guess, this process? If I correctly define, that's what the bird dogging is, right? And how much did you do it when you, I guess, just started? We'll get it started with the seller finance. I'm sorry, with the creative financing. Like, how much did it change for you? I'm assuming you used to do it much more at the beginning. How quickly did you want to do it less?
I think I understood your question. From 2010 to 2021, I was partnering up with different investors and doing fix and flip properties. I'd be partners with them on, they would bring the cash, I'll bring in some money for renovations, or they would have the renovations and I'd be in charge of making sure that the items were picked out correctly, that we have a good flip property to be able to sell. I come in as the agent and I would represent the owner as well. Flip the property, list it, get rid of it. That was those 9, 10, 11 years. After that, I took a year off of real estate, to be completely honest. So most of 2022, I didn't work at all. I just have my real estate office running in the back end. And if someone needed help traditionally, I was there for them. But other than that, I wasn't going out and looking for business. I was strictly studying this subject too. Once I was able to learn all of this stuff, and I also learned how to underwrite multifamily, I went from what I thought was working a lot, which was my regular real estate. I would say I would put probably 6, 7, 8 hours a day per week. I'm at like 50 to 60 hours on my traditional stuff. Right now, I've been helping people the majority of my day. Not unfortunately, I love helping, but it's been taking away from my own business. I'm doing calls with follow-ups and leads that are coming in between like 9 and 2 p.m. about 5 hours a day, daily for six days a week. Now that I'm back, I'm definitely going to push probably to 7 days a week. So 5 hours and like 30 to 40 hours a day, a week, with other students, with other leads that are coming in. I'll do 30, 40 hours there. And then the rest of the time is on my own. That's building my business, getting my own deals under contract and having to keep up with those. I'm usually around 2, 3 p.m. Have some dinner. I'll take some time out of that. I'm like 6 hours a day. I'll go until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So during that time, that's for me during the week. I'm at like 6 days a week on that. 36, 40 hours. Altogether, I'm at like 80 to 90 hours. I do this full time. I can easily have a 12, 14, 15-hour day, no problem. And it doesn't, it drains me afterwards. While I'm in it, I love this stuff, guys. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I could literally sit here and do this all day. There's so many leads. There's so many people that need help. There's so many opportunities out there. Don't worry about a bad lead. That's why I say keep moving. Stay positive. If somebody yells at you, just go on to the next. There's just so much opportunity out there, guys. I could sit on this computer for 7 days and crank out probably 2 or 3 deals in a week, if I really, really put my mind to it. But that's just me, and I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life, to be honest. I'm trying to build systems to put in place so that I can teach people how to do this, bring them onto my team, which I have already. That's in the works right now. We've got 4 to 5 agents that are working under me. Not on my traditional stuff that I brought and made unicorn agents. So we're working on deals that are foreclosures listings, low equity listings. So I'm helping those agents out, bring consistent deals. Let's see who this is. Maybe this is a past lead.
Mariah Marble and Elizabeth Fairweather Marble Home Group at REMAX Collective.
Mariah.
Press 1 to send a voicemail.
Hello.
Hello, Jose. This is Mariah Marble. I am returning your call about Deerfield.
Muirfield. Yes. What was the address on that one? Sorry, the number of the house. Do you remember?
16301 Deerfield.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for calling me back.
Of course.
Yeah. Can you give me a little? No, this is my first time calling and I just saw it.
Yeah, so the property is expired, but it was just a unique situation. The owners of the property have only owned the property for about 1.5 years. So they did not have a lot of equity in the property to play with. But they were trying to sell because they were a military family and they thought Florida was going to be home base and they were going to retire here and live happily ever after. And that did not happen.
See, Greg?
They took positions overseas. So they weren't living in the property and needed to sell. However, they only owned it for 1 year. They did not want to lose any money on the property. And they had a certain number in mind that they wanted to get. And unfortunately, at the time, the market did not justify that price point. So we got it down as low as we can. We did have multiple contracts and they ended up falling through. We never received any repair requests or anything on the property. The roof was newer, one of the ACs is brand new. The other AC was 2018. But the back room was a interesting back room. More than likely everyone wanted to do changes to. People wanted to add tools, this and that. And by the time people looked at those numbers, they just weren't interested in moving forward anymore. So the property ended up expiring and now they have a family member who is currently living in the property.
Is the family member renting the property or what are they doing with that? Just covering the mortgage, I guess?
It's kind of a unique situation, so I don't want to get too much into their personal situation, but they just leave it. They have a family member living there.
Okay, we can leave it at that. I wouldn't mind if I took over a tenant because that's what I would do anyways. My business plan is more so picking up property.
Well,
Okay, would they be willing? So they wouldn't be willing to sell just because they have the family member in there right now.
He's willing to sell if they found another situation for their family member. So they would need probably a little bit of time. I think that they will be looking to sell again in the next year or so, once they figure out a few family things. I think at the right price point, they would be willing to sell.
I'm thinking I'm thinking I could beat whatever you guys were trying to get to your pocket, to be completely honest. And I do like the property itself. It's huge and exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, let's find a solution for the occupant of the property. If you were open to that, or if you were open to me communicating with the owner, like through a three-way, just us three together, and maybe talk it through and see how we can come to an agreement. I would love the house though.
So they're sometimes challenging to get a hold of because, as I say, our military and they're overseas and they aren't even in the same country anymore, so that's different time zones. I do still have communication with them. We have received a couple of different offers that it has expired. And it seems like they are pretty solid at that, like 925 being the lowest that they would possibly go.
Perfectly fine with
Is
me.
that something that you would be entertaining?
Yeah, perfectly fine with me. Not a problem.
And I do know they're not interested to any like subject to or anything like that. What type of offer would you be willing to put together?
Was it mostly because they need their entitlements?
Once
The
I don't want to
the entitlement is usually what's yeah.
a lot of personal details going on, but I know we have been approached with subject to, and it's just not something that they are willing to entertain right now.
I see. Well, yeah, no, it sounds like we're dealing with the Secret Service. I love it. I don't mind figuring out a way to structure a deal. It has to do with subject to, but it could also not, depending on the price point that we could come to an agreement on. I can email you over a couple different options just so you can present to them and see if they're even open to talk.
Great. If you could go ahead and email them over to me, that would be wonderful.
Okay, and then did they need, like, the reason I asked if they needed their entitlement is mostly because of that. Are they using it for the next property in the States, or they don't need it at all? Just wanted to know what was going on with that.
Yeah, they might be using it.
Okay.
As I said, like they are overseas right now, so we just don't even know what is going to be the next step.
I see. You're a great secret keeper. Let me give you that.
Respect my customers' privacy.
I love that. I love that. Well, yeah, if you, I'll go ahead and email you options on this one, see what we can structure and put together. But also, have you come across stuff like this in Tampa a lot? I do real estate in Orlando for quite some time. I'm seeing a big influx on these low equity stuff. That makes it really tough on us to sell. Are you seeing a few in Tampa? Have you come across more than these?
Yeah, this has actually really been the only one that I've had that has low equity. All the other ones that I've come across, they've owned for a couple of years, and our market's been so hot that they have plenty of money.
Good. Okay, well, not too difficult. Just this one. All right. Well, thank you so much for giving me a buzz back, and let me see if I have your email. Hang on. Was it Mariah at Marvel Home Group?
That is correct.
Awesome. Okay, I'll try and get you something by tonight and see where we go from there. Thanks so much.
Okay, sounds good. It does normally take me 2 days to get a hold of both of them.
Okay, no rush at all, truly. So whenever we can. You're welcome. Bye, Mariah.
Very good.
Doesn't always work out, but you just talk, build relationships.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah.
I appreciate you so much, man. This is just amazing information. To just watch you work too. Can you Can you talk about the, like specifically with the VA loans, like the VA or the FHA loans? There are, I guess there's typically like a stipulation in there that the person lives in the property for like a year or 2 years. And then the entitlements is something that you were just discussing about that previous one that was on a VA loan.
Yeah.
What are your kind of, how do you address like any objections like that?
So most people apprehension is, okay, if it's a VA loan, they want you to assume it. When you assume it, it gives them the ability to not have that VA under their name, and the entitlement is freed up for the next property. In this situation, or most situations, when you come across a VA loan, you always want to ask what the end goal is. Did they find a property? Are they buying one? Did they buy one already? That way you know if they need the entitlement or not. The entitlement is based per state, and for most states in the South, they're generally about, I think the entitlement's 726,000 for VAs. And there's a way, I've got a formula that I've been taught to internally on how to make sure that most realtors, most even mortgage lenders think that you can only have one or 1.5, I say half because it's like a very small next home as under the VA entitlements, and that's not true. There's a way to calculate to make sure that you squeeze your entitlements as much as possible and still go in at 0% down payment. You could go into that, but that's like a whole nother branch, a whole nother thing. But if you'd like to go one-on-one with me, man, on some deals, VA deals, I'm down.
Okay, just like finding more out about that.
Yeah.
What about like the FHA, or as far as like residing in if they're less than a year living there or something like that? If you're going to subject to one of those deals, do you avoid those because of that stipulation?
No, because all you have, I forgot the exact type of contract you would need, but essentially you would wait for that 1 year period. You could close before, but you wait for the 1 year period to transfer your money.
So you'd almost have like an agreement for sale on the date that they're actually able, and then that's when the deed would transfer.
Right, and you could still go through with the sale.
Crazy, man. It's it's wild.
So look, like even she was tripping on just the word entitlement. There's so many, it's just such a big lack of education, and it's not her fault. It's just the real estate game has been very much portrayed as like, oh, you're a realtor and you know a ton because we teach you in school. You have to get your certification and your license. But guys, anybody could truly do this. I did it for so long and I feel like I was in preschool. After I joined and started really learning about creative financing, I'm like, oh, I've got a doctorate now. Like I can really dig in. I could teach title companies how to do certain things. I could teach lenders how to lend the right way and structure things a little differently. So this stuff is so valuable, man.
It really, I mean, it seems like a cheat code. It seems like it shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of realtors they struggle because their broker gives them like the sandbox to play in, and they just don't think there's anything else outside of that.
Exactly that. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Would love to have a one-on-one with you. Talk more.
Amazing. Thanks, Jose. Appreciate you, man. Gracias.
Veronica.
Hey,
What's up?
Jose. Yes, thank you for calling on me. This was great. I am motivated to call sellers or real estate agents right after this. So what happens if they are interested? What's my next step? If they say, yeah, let's talk about it, what do I do?
You would say, I don't necessarily deal with the numbers. Let's see how much your seller can qualify for. I can put you in touch with my partner that structures the deals and make sure that your owner gets as much money as possible. When can I set up a time for us to discuss that?
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you.
And always portray it as your partner. Your partner's going to come in. Your partner is the money guy. They're the ones that are nitpicky. I just kind of look for the gold, which is a beautiful house, a low interest rate. And you could be open with them about it.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, Zoom user that didn't change their name, you can get a copy. I want to know your name, guys. I want to see your phone numbers on here. Let's go. But yeah, I've got to get going, guys. It's been awesome. I wish it could have, oh, you can just go into your window and next to mute, hit the 3 buttons. And you can do rename at the bottom. No, Jody, I don't only have agents on my team. I have everybody on my team. It doesn't really, I just actually did a couple deals with Pace and another baby elephant lead. We closed yesterday. So what's happening with you guys? Just bring them in. Yep.
Hey, Jose, I got a quick question.
Yes.
Do you think that there is some room to be in your team? I got a couple of deals that creative, or do you think, or just send you the information?
Send me the information because I'm going to JV with you on everything.
Sounds good.
Put it into the let me put this info. Do you have the info sheet again? Let me just put it in the chat for everybody to have.
I know you say something about early that you send the link. So I was a little late, so I start the video around 1:20. Well, in my time though.
Oh, you're not allowed to have at least. Sorry, you're late. Thank you, man. I put
Thank
it in
you.
there.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. It's been good. What else? I think I'm gonna do
It was
another
great.
week. What we're gonna do next week is gonna be more Q&A style. Bring some leads. Now you guys know exactly how to find the right lead. That's more motivation. Ask the questions. Hopefully you can go back and listen to the questions that I was able to ask either agent or seller. And yeah, now you know what type of problems to bring and include all the information you can on that deal sheet. And I'm taking a look at it every morning. I'm going back into the deal sheet right now to review a few more. I've got like 30 to review today. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be in touch very soon with each one of you guys. Feel free to set up a one-on-one Zoom with me. I've been dealing with a bunch of those also. And yeah, look forward to working with everybody and hope you guys get some deals. Take care, everybody. Bye.